YouTube is It's your boy Zeb back with another banger. In this video, George Kambosos wins, then challenges Richardson Hitchins. Let's get it. I've been talking about this fight for about a week or two now. I've been talking about the fact that I know Kambosos will win, and Richardson Hitchins wanted to fight him. The reason he wanted to fight him, I don't know, maybe a name, just a name on a resume. You know, Kambosos at this point, he becoming a bit of a journeyman. You feel me? Kambosos' best days are behind him, right? He left a bit of himself in that fight with Tio. Even though he got the win, he left a bit of himself in that ring with Tio. Devin Haney outclassed him twice. Richardson Hitchens is just a bigger version of Devin Haney, right? He's not as slick and athletic, but he might be a bit more strong. You feel me? He a bigger, stronger version of Devin. Devin is the quicker version of Richardson Hitchens. They got very similar styles. Richardson Hitchens got a hard right hand. Devin Haney got a quick right hand. You feel me? So they very similar in style, just different sizes. I don't see Kambosos versus Hitchins going any more different than Devin Haney versus Kambosos. Domination on the side of Hitchins. But before any of that, I get too deep into that, I want to talk about him winning. He won, I believe it was a unanimous decision over Jake Wiley. You know, they was making fun of him. They were saying he was breathless. He was bleeding. He was leaking. I think he had a cut under his eye. I think he had a cut. And Eddie Hearn, you know, he had a lot to say. So I'm about to read what them boys was talking about. First of all, he said, Hitchins, let's go. He also said, what else he said? He said, Hitchins won't fight nowhere near as hard as Jake Wiley. Hitchins, let's go. He said, oh yeah, Eddie Hearn said, if that cut heals up, we've got a date at the end of June. George Kambosos Jr. to fight for the world championship in America. He also said victory was never in doubt. And they say let's fight toe to toe versus Richardson Hitchens. So they calling for that fight very hard. They saying this was all according to plan. You know, Kambosos always talking about the art of war, deception. Let them believe. I'm like, bro, Kambosos, watch out for niggas slap me. Like Kambosos be pissing me off. The art of war, baby. I'm like, bro, go about your business, bro, before it get real bad for you. Real talk. So yeah, man, it's just good boxing, good matchups, fun entertainment. This is what it's all about, you know. Two guys who are well known, lacing them up and fighting. You feel me? Richardson Hitchens gotta fight. I gotta say this though. Whenever he finished with Kambosos, I hope he hurry up and unify. Cause some people say the reason he not fighting Matias is because of that IBF rehydration clause. Now I don't know how true that is. Honestly, I don't know how true that is, but Richardson Hitchens got to fight Matias. Matias been his mandatory for too long. We can't call Tio a duck for not fighting Barboza, but not call Hitchens a duck for not fighting Matias. He got to see Matias. Matias is a dangerous fighter, volume puncher. He don't have a lot of power, but he caught a body, right? Because one thing, the only thing more dangerous than a knockout, because in the street, a knockout is the most dangerous thing, right? You get knocked out, hit your head on that concrete, you could pass away. But in a boxing ring, when the dude he damn near got a cast around his hand with gloves on, and he throwing it fast. Like them people don't realize that glove is pretty much like a baseball that you throwing at people. Like when they say you punch, you throw a punch just like you throw a ball, and your hand is wrapped up in a cast with pig skin around it. So when you punching people in their mouth, it's like you throwing a ball at their face, right? So Matias does that very well, very active. He let the glove do the work. He don't put a lot of steam on his punches. He let the glove do the work, and that's very dangerous because we seen him catch a body by doing that. And we know that Richardson Hitchens on that IBF rehydration clause, that 10-pound rehydration clause. We don't know how rehydrated he will be. That can be a very dangerous fight versus Matias. So if I'm him, I would try to unify, then give Matias that opportunity. Who knows? Maybe he fights him before. Maybe he drop his nuts and say, "Fuck it, I'll fight him without the rehydration clause." But that's very, I mean, excuse me. Maybe he drop his nuts and fight him with the rehydration clause of the IBF. But that's very dangerous. So if he fight Matias, he got to stick. He got to stick. He got to stick. His jab got to be extreme. He got to make Matias damn near take his left hand off to get past him. We know Orthodox versus Southpaws is a weird matchup. So maybe he used that right hand a lot versus Matias and disabled him. We saw what he did to what's your boy name? We saw what he did to Liam Power with that right hand stuck him in his tracks. Right, he had Liam Power looking crazy. His toughest fight was versus Gustavo Limos, a pressure fighter, so that can say something that maybe he's not that good. You know, a boxer's biggest weakness is a pressure fighter, right? Boxers usually do well. This is how it usually work, right? Boxers usually do well against counter punches. Um, Counter punches do good against pressure fighters, and pressure fighters do good against boxers. Because you can box a counter puncher, right? You get in and out, in and out. And if he can't catch your timing, it's hard to counter you. Now, if you're a pressure fighter, a counter puncher can punch between your punches and hurt you, right? Just like Errol Spence versus Crawford, that was pretty much pressure fighter versus counter puncher. But then you got a pressure fighter versus boxers. Pressure fighters give boxers a hard time, whether it be Gustavo Limos and Richardson Hitchins, whether it be Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana, um, Pitbull Cruz. Who the Pitbull? He just so small. I don't know. He gave Tank a problem. He gave Tank some damn problems. But Tank was supposed to hurt that dude. Tank he just couldn't get it done. But yeah, bro, pressure fighters give boxers a hard time. It's like a triangle. It's a theory in my head. Pressure fighters give boxers a hard time. Boxers give counter punches a hard time. And counter punches give pressure fighters a hard time. And I have pretty, you know what I mean? Let me name the counter punches that boxers gave a hard time to. Let's see. Who's a boxer that? Garcia. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the pressure fighter of the boxers who gave counter punches very hard times. Um, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's kind of weird. It's a weird concept, but that's what I think in my head. Um, so at the end of the day, I think Richardson Hitchens gonna dominate Kambosos. I think that his I think Richardson Hitchens one of the hardest fights of his career gonna be against Hitchens. I guarantee you that's not gonna be easy. Pressure fighters do well against boxers because boxers rely on being able to control the pace. Like they like a sniper, right? And how do you beat a sniper? You can't beat a sniper with an AR from distance. That's what counter punchers they like an AR, but a boxer is like a sniper. You can't beat a sniper from distance with an AR, but a pressure fighter is like a shotgun or SMG. They trying to get close to you. Snipers can't compete with SMGs close range. That's what a pressure fighter is. So that's pretty much the analogy for this. But I think, yeah, like I said, bro, this fight it is pretty predictable. Is what having the only way Richardson Hitchens loses to Kambosos is if he does what Tio did, because Kambosos is a counterpuncher. Like I said, counterpunchers don't do well against boxers. Um, Kambosos did bad against Devin Haney, uh, and like I said, counterpunchers do good against pressure fighters. Tio tried to pressure him and got beat. So I think Richardson Hitchens is gonna outmatch him. You feel me? Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the push notification bell. Till next time, man.